What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we need to take a chat about a helicopter. We don't talk about enough helicopters on this channel because we don't have enough helicopter transformers. Well, the good news is we have a new helicopter transformer. It is Raider Spinster. It's a helicopter, might have mentioned that. And it was revealed by the folks over at Wreck and Rule. One of the spoilers they were given by Wizards of the Coast, because Wizards of the Coast, and the Transformers team especially, wonderful, awesome people, hugely caring about and involved in the community, and we are pretty gosh darn lucky to have them. There we go. Might even show you a new helicopter car while I'm here. See how I'm feeling. So Raider Spinster then, it is an 11 cost character, which is a huge amount of stars, and the stats don't bear it out. How for 13 is above average, but you're an 11 cost character. 12 is good on an 8 cost. 13 is not good on an 11 cost. Attack of 3 or 4 is average or just below. Defense of 1 is below average. And you're an 11 cost character. The stats on Raider Spinster are not good. What is good, however, is that regardless of whether you're in bot mode or in alt mode, you got 2 weapon slots. Oh. Yeah, all of a sudden I'm starting to feel a little bit more generous towards this particular character, because I kind of like having 2 weapon slots. Having 2 weapon slots is lovely. Some of you at this stage are probably thinking, well, why don't we go and put some of those weapon slots into Battle Masters? And yes, putting them into Battle Masters might be a fairly nice idea. Because when you're in bot mode and you flip to bot mode, one of your Battle Masters gets +3 until end of turn. And what is particularly awesome about this is that you start off in alt mode, so you can flick to bot mode pretty much straight away, and then give one of your Battle Masters that boost very early on. That is a really nice thing. Having skills that come in when you flip into bot mode are great, because you can get them right at the start of the game. So that's kind of cool. What about alt mode then? Still has 2 weapon slots. That's really important. Otherwise, when you flipped into alt mode, you have to discard a weapon, scrap it, and that would be a bad thing. But while this has a Battle Master upgrade, this has +3 attack. And 6 attack on an 11 cost. Yeah, I'm kind of a lot better with that. So obviously our first reaction with a character like this is, right, let's play it with a bunch of Battle Masters. Now, the ideal number here really is 2, and that's good because you aren't getting any more than 2 with an 11 cost character. And then what you do is you try and get 1 KO'd as early as you possibly can, such that you can attach it to Raider Spinster and get the +3 attack. I'm inevitably going to call it Raider Spinster at times. It is Raider Spinster, but that's an awkward way to say. And then you've got 1 attached to give Spinster the +3 attack, and then you've got another one sitting out there on the field to get the +3 attack boost. If you can get it working like that, that's quite nice. Now, of course, nature of the game is they're going to get KO'd. Like, it's all well and good just sitting there going, well, I can just have 1 attached and I can have the other one sitting out there. And sometimes that will work and sometimes that will be lovely. It's not always going to work. Of course, one way you can try and manipulate the situation a little bit is using Peace Through Tyranny. Peace Through Tyranny, great card. It's one we play a lot. It's one we're all rather familiar with. Now, good news, gives you a double orange icon if that's what you're into. And what it allows you to do is KO a character that has 6 stars or more, and then take an extra turn. And here, you can get rolling very quickly. Because what you do, essentially, is you start with 2 Battle Masters, you KO 1 with Peace Through Tyranny to get the attack boost on your alt mode Spinster, and then you can flick into bot mode to give one of your Battle Masters +3 attack until end of turn. Although, obviously, you've then got to get back into alt mode so that you can actually take advantage of having the Battle Master upgrade attached. It's no good having a Battle Master upgrade attached and then being in bot mode. You want to go to bot mode, but then you want to go back to alt mode. And that's kind of where you want to go with this. Now, that does incidentally lock you out of a couple of Battle Masters. Any Battle Masters or other little characters that are not 6 stars or more, you're not going to actually be able to play around with. They are, well, to put it bluntly, ladies and gentlemen, they're off the table. Literally and figuratively. Now, if you're trying to go full-on attack, might I suggest, and it's I'm not the first one to ever suggest potentially using this card, how about Private Lionizer? Private Lionizer has Bold 4, pretty good at attacking, but it turns into an upgrade with Bold 4 and Plan 1, so you're boosting your attack anyway, you're playing the double orange icon with Peace Through Tyranny anyway, so that could potentially lead you to a more bold, aggressive deck, so something like Lionizer here could work quite nicely. So that was one that I've got my eye on. It's not the only option, of course, a million different ones you could use. If you wanted to go a little bit more blue, I mean, Raider Aimless probably is the gold standard when it comes to bluer Battle Masters. Now, Raider Aimless is a fun one. I mean, in bot mode, it's fine. It's got tough free, that's quite nice. And then you've got Manifold Ion Particle Blaster. It gives you plus 3 attack, and if you attack and flip at least 3 blue icons, you do 3 damage to the defender. So this would be if you're playing a bluer version of the deck. You give yourself plus 3 attack. Now, bearing in mind, by having a Battle Master on, you're already getting plus 3 attack. So that would put you up to plus 6 attack, or 9 attack. That's pretty awesome. And then the argument here basically is, look, I'm already rocking with 9 attack. I don't need any more orange icons. I can play a blue icon deck, go defensive with my icons, while I'm sitting here with a fairly beefy attack just from my basic cards and my upgrades. And then, of course, I'm getting a cheeky damage done with Manifold Ion Particle Blaster. That's one that I would very much consider having a play with. Not the only option if you don't want to go blue or orange predominantly. Maybe you want to go black, in which case Black Beam Blaster, which you will often find attached to Raider Nightstick. And the Raider Nightstick, again, as a bot is fine, but it's not particularly great. But when you turn into Black Beam Blaster, plus 2 attack, plus 1 defense, so again, you're getting that natural attack boost just from the upgrade. And if you flip 2 black icons, your opponent scraps a card from their hand. I'm not such a fan of this one, if I'm honest with you, but I gave you an option for orange icons and blue icons, so it seemed just a little bit, seems fair to go for a bit of a black icon card as well. As a side note, if you do want to go Raider Aimless, then you end up with 2 ranged characters, and you want to be going a bluer deck, which means you're probably going to want to play stuff like Marksmanship and Armed Hovercraft, which works with ranged characters, works with blue icons, and gets your cheeky damage, which also works with Raider Aimless, and that really is a good portion of your deck right there. I mean, there's nothing to stop you going for this, but then also going for a little bit of Nightstick, adding in some black icons as well. That would work. That could be fun. And while we're talking about ranged Battle Masters, how about Private Fire Drive? Now, Private Fire Drive is more of a break glass in case of emergency kind of character. So when you come to Private Fire Drive here, again in bot mode it's nothing particularly special. You do draw a card when you attack, which is nice I suppose, but again it's not anything that we're hugely excited about. But it turns into Duo Charge Electrostatic Photon Cannon, which gives you plus 3 attack, and when you attack you can scrap any number of cards from your hand to give the upgraded character plus 1 attack until end of turn. So there's nothing to stop you here just going absolutely nuts and just getting 1 or 2 really big attacks off. Now, one of the things to notice about Raider Spinister here, you do need to keep the Battle Master on, so I think Quartermaster becomes pretty much is essential in this deck, because otherwise if both your Battle Masters go away and you can't recover them, then you lose the plus 3 attack and you just end up with a free 13, 1, 11 cost. I still love the 2 weapon slots, but it can get a little bit awkward. Of course, one of the things I like about the 2 weapon slots is it lets you play around with Armed Hovercraft in addition to also letting you rock with a Battle Master on there as well. If you're going for a really bold deck, you might want to play around with something like Flamethrower, or any of the myriad of other upgrades that give you bold. Here, I think you really have to make a choice. I don't think Spinister really pushes you towards one type of playing or not. Certainly, as I'm looking and crafting deck lists, it doesn't. What I'm thinking here is, well, either you can go, oh, with Battle Masters, I have a high natural attack anyway, so let's go for a blue deck and work a little bit defensive. If I'm going to be rocking an attack of 9, I can afford to go blue and still get some decent damage on the field. Or you can go, look, I've got a pretty good amount of attack anyway. Let's kind of push our luck a little bit and just get as aggressive as we possibly can. Now, I did promise you the first ever helicopter upgrade as well. This is a weapon that has also been revealed by the chaps over at Wreck and Rule. It is multi-missile pod. It is a weapon. Good, because you've got 2 weapon slots. It gives you a blue icon, which is good if you're going defensive. Now, it is actually for planes or helicopters. It's not just for helicopters, but it's the best one we've got. And up to 3 multi-missile pods can fit in 1 weapon slot. Then, when you attack, you may scrap multi-missile pod and do damage to each enemy equal to the number of multi-missile pods scrapped from the upgraded character. So, essentially, if you get 3 on there, you can scrap all 3 of them and then do 3 damage to each enemy. Or you can just, over 3 separate turns, scrap 1, do 1 damage to everything, and then next turn, scrap 1, do 1 damage to everything. It's a fun little card, and when you're already rolling around, I mean, planes and helicopters tend to be ranged, so in decks where you're already playing around with stuff like armed hovercraft or marksmanship, it's quite nice. What I do like about it is that it's up to you. So it's not like armed hovercraft where you attach it, you do the damage now. You can save it, so maybe your opponent ends up with 3 health left on a character, and at that point you can scrap all 3 multi-missile pods and get a KO while doing 3 to everything else. Raider Spinister excites me. It's one of these new characters, like Greenlight, that really does seem to say, you know what, we need to go pretty heavy onto Battle Masters here, but I'm totally okay with it, so let's have a roll. But I'd like to know what you think about this, so let me know in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and follow me on Twitter at the Wossy, where we talk about games. Like Transformers, but anything else that takes our fancy. And do please make sure you're checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, etc. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wossy Plays.